Hello, and thank you for standing by for JD.com's fourth quarter and full year 2023 earnings conference call. At this time, all participants are in listen-only mode. After management's prepared remarks, there will be a question-and-answer session. Today's conference is being recorded. If you have any objections, you may disconnect at this time. I would now like to turn the meeting over to your host for today's conference, Sean Zhang, Director of Investor Relations. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Good day, everyone. Welcome to JD.com Q4 and full year 2023 earnings conference call. For today's call, CEO of JD.com, Ms. Sandy Xu, will share her opening remarks, and our CFO, Mr. Ian Shan, will discuss the financial results. Then we'll open the call to questions from analysts. Before turning the call over to Sandy, let me quickly cover the safe harbor. Please be reminded that during this call, our comments and responses to your questions reflect management's view as of today only and will include forward-looking statements. Please refer to our latest safe harbor statement in the earnings press release on the IR website, which applies to this call. We'll discuss certain non-GAAP financial measures. Please also refer to the reconciliation of non-GAAP measures to the comparable GAAP measures in the earnings press release. Also, please note, all figures mentioned in this call are in RMB, unless otherwise stated. Now let me turn the call over to our CEO, Sandy.
Thanks, Sean. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us today to discuss our Q4 and full year 2023 results. In Q4, we delivered healthy top-line and bottom-line growth and made solid progress on operations, finishing off a productive 2023. In the past year, we stayed focused on constantly improving user experience, lowering costs, and increasing efficiency amidst evolving opportunities and challenges. Guided by our business philosophy, we carried out a set of proactive moves to drive more sustainable growth for the long term, namely in the areas of user experience improvement, low price offerings, and platform ecosystem strategy. Despite some short-term impact in 2023, our strategic refocus has successfully steered key operating metrics in a positive direction. 2024 will be a year of execution. Our team will take firm and steady steps to execute our existing strategies and push forward our two priorities for the new year, namely user experience improvement and market share expansion. We are encouraged by what we've seen and are confident that we are on the right path. Let me share some details. First, user engagement. In Q4, we saw the number of quarterly active customers accelerate at JD Group level. If looking at JD Retail alone, the growth was at an even faster pace in Q4, particularly in new users. We are excited to see our user momentum keep up in Q1. User behavior also trended better. For example, user shopping frequency on JD continued to rise, both in Q4 and the full year. This increase was particularly driven by the growth of our loyal existing users and Plus members. This means if users stay longer with us, they tend to shop more frequently with us, a validation of our user focus on user experience and strengthening user mindshare. In addition, the sets of growth also translated to a robust order volume growth, hitting double digits year-on-year in Q4 and accelerating for 3 consecutive quarters. In terms of JD Plus, we saw another quarter of robust growth of its member base, and GMV contributed by Plus members grew faster than our total GMV in Q4. The promising progress in user engagement is a result of our stepped-up efforts in improving user experience, low price offerings, and implementing platform ecosystem strategies. Looking at our efforts in improving user experience, in addition to our previously launched popular initiatives, such as free shipping, instant refunds, and one-click for best price guaranteed, we also recently launched new customer services, such as free doorstep pickup for returns, cashback for delayed shipping, 免费上门退换和晚发赔. As a result, our Net Promoter Score, the NPS, for both our 1P and 3P business have improved substantially in Q4. As we are generating great momentum with our users, it's important to continue to build on these initiatives, which we believe will help to propel growth in 2024. Also, as an important part of our holistic approach to improving our user experience, we will continue to step up efforts in building our price competitiveness and platform ecosystem. For low price offerings, from day one, we've been pushing forward our price competitiveness for branded products and a broader selection of value for money products. During the past year, we have further enhanced our ability to offer great value in branded products and expanded our selection for white label products. Our price competitiveness has notably improved according to our customer survey and in-house price comparison. We are glad to see our price NPS increased both sequentially and year-on-year in Q4, a proof that user experience and mindshare for JD's low price offerings is picking up. We also note other key metrics are trending well. The number of our users from lower tier markets grew faster in Q4 compared to previous quarters, and growth of order volume and shopping frequency generated by lower tier market users reached double digits year-on-year, outpacing that of our total users. We also note growth of low ticket size orders further sped up and far exceeded the growth of our total order volume in Q4. I want to highlight again that our price competitiveness is not supported by subsidies. The bedrock for JD's business model is always the supply chain capabilities, which enable us to generate scale efficiency and lower product costs so that we can provide better value to users while maintaining healthy financial performance. Shifting to platform ecosystem strategy, the number of active 3P merchants on our platform delivered another stellar growth both in Q4 and on a full year basis, as the team did a great job onboarding and supporting them. Meanwhile, 3P users and 3P order volume both saw accelerated growth year-on-year in Q4 and in the full year of 2023. That said, we are still at an early stage of building our platform ecosystem, and we are not prioritizing monetization of our young and rapid growing ecosystem at this stage. Therefore, we are not taken by surprise when we see revenue generated from our 3P marketplace is lagging the growth of our 3P merchant base and orders in Q4, which was also partially driven by one-off factors. Ian will elaborate on this later. We believe this is only temporary. In fact, Q1 quarter to date, we've seen marketplace and marketing revenues bouncing back to a stronger momentum. As shared before, our platform ecosystem encourages 1P and 3P to develop in a complementary way. Our 1P business also continued to make solid progress, thanks to our core capabilities in supply chain. In particular, users responded well to to our non-stop services during the Chinese New Year holiday, an offering we've been committed to for 12 consecutive years. Also, enabled by our supply chain strengths, our home appliance and electronics category continue to gain market share throughout 2023, despite industry headwinds. Moving forward, we will further leverage our supply chain capabilities to build up better service capabilities, penetrate into lower tier and offline markets, and strengthen our cooperation with suppliers, which we believe will lead to a continuous expansion in market share in 2024. Moreover, we saw our supermarket category trend to the right direction as it dedicated itself to optimizing the supply chain and building a better product mix and fulfillment network. We believe there will be more upside for supermarkets in 2024. Finally, I want to highlight our commitment to shareholder returns. As announced in our earnings press release, our board has approved our 2024 annual cash dividend payment in an aggregate amount of $1.2 billion, a meaningful increase compared to 2023. The board has also approved a new share repurchase program of $3 billion over the next 36 months. We are committed to creating more value for our shareholders. To conclude, 2023 was a year of strategic refocus and organizational upgrades, which have set the foundation for JD. 2024 will be a year of execution along the strategic roadmap that is in place. We will continue to build upon the good foundation in user experience, low price offerings, and platform ecosystem strategy. And we will further build up our core capabilities in supply chain. With market share and user experience at top of mind, we are confident in making steady progress this year. With that, I will turn it over to Ian for our financial highlights. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy, and hello, everyone. We recorded a set of healthy top and bottom line results in Q4, ahead of our expectations as we focus on user experience improvement, price competitiveness, and platform ecosystem in 2023. We are also committed to sharing our success with our shareholders. The board has approved our annual cash dividend of $1.2 billion for the fiscal year of 2023, representing 38 US cents per ordinary share, or 76 US cents per ADS. Our dividend per ADS increased by 23% compared to the annual dividend paid in 2023. In addition, we stepped up share repurchases in Q4 and bought back 15 million ordinary shares for a total of approximately $203 million. As the existing program will expire soon, the board has approved a new share repurchase program of $3 billion over the next 36 months. This demonstrated our dedication to returning value to our shareholders. Now, let me turn to our Q4 and full year 2023 financial performance. Our net revenues grew by 4% year-on-year to RMB 306 billion in Q4 and RMB 1.1 trillion for full year 2023, as we navigated a mix of macro recovery, seasonality factors, and our strategic refocus. Breaking down the revenue mix, product revenues were up 4% year-on-year in Q4 and 1% on a full year basis. By category, electronics and home appliances revenues were up 6% and 4% year-on-year in Q4 and full year respectively, once again outpacing industry group. We have seen solid market share expansion in these categories across every quarter of 2023 and continue to feel confident in this momentum going into 2024. General merchandise revenues saw a turnaround to positive year-on-year growth in Q4, despite the impact of scaling back of Jingxi and international business, the high base in Q4 2022 due to stockpiling, and the seasonality impact of Chinese New Year shopping festival. On a full year basis, such factors led to a 5% decline in general merchandise revenues. Taking a closer look, categories such as home goods and decoration, sports, and apparel recorded double-digit year-on-year growth in Q4. As we further enriched our product and service offerings, these categories also drove higher user traffic, conversion rate, and user stickiness in the quarter. As for our supermarket category, we believe it has bottomed out, and its growth trend will continue to strengthen in 2024, driven by its increasing order volume and user shopping frequency. Service revenues grew by 3% year-on-year in Q4 and 18% on a full year basis, primarily driven by the growth of logistics and other service revenues, which were up 8% and 30% year-on-year for the quarter and full year, respectively. Marketplace and marketing revenues were down 4% year-on-year in Q4 and up 3% on a full year basis. The soft performance in the quarter was primarily due to the decline in commission revenues as a result of our enhanced support for fast-growing new merchants, while advertising revenues also experienced a one-off headwinds in Q4, mainly due to the seasonality impact of Chinese New Year shopping festival. We believe those were short-term fluctuations, and our platform is progressing well under our current strategies, with a fast expanding base of active 3P merchants and accelerated growth in both 3P users and 3P order volume. In the Q1 quarter to date, we saw that marketplace and marketing revenues have resumed growth. Now, let's turn to our segment performance. JD Retail revenues increased by 3% year-on-year in Q4 and 2% on a full year basis. Our retail segment's gross margin continued to increase, both in Q4 and full year of 2023. This was driven by our improved supply chain capabilities, which enable us to offer more value to our users, while recording healthy margin expansion due to increased operating efficiency. Our strategic refocus also brought tailwinds to gross margins throughout 2023. On a full year basis, retail's fulfilled gross margin was up 39 bps, though in Q4, retail's fulfilled gross margin was down slightly by 7 bps year-on-year due to extended free shipping offerings since late Q3. Retail segment's non-GAAP operating margin came in at 2.6% in Q4, softer than a year ago, but in line with our expectation as we invest in user experience and expanding user base. On a full year basis, retail's non-GAAP operating margin continued to improve to a record level of 3.8%. Beyond our expectation, we are confident that our continued focus on user experience will lead to a better market position and expanded market share in 2024, and eventually present more headroom for profit expansion. JD Logistics recorded a 10% revenue growth year-on-year in Q4 and 21% on a full year basis. External revenues accounted for 70% of total revenues in both Q4 and full year. In terms of profitability, JDL's non-GAAP operating margin picked up meaningfully, with a 73 bps expansion year-on-year to 2.8% in Q4 and a 22 bps expansion to 0.6% on a full year basis. Before moving on to the next section, please note that following Dada's announcement in January, we are reporting the aggregated results of Dada and new business on the other segment this time. We've adjusted the results of this segment in Q4 to reflect Dada's impact. Revenues of the segment were down 9% and 11% year-on-year in Q4 and full year respectively, primarily due to Dada's impact. and the scaling back of Jingxi and international business. Excluding the disposal gain and the impairment loss of long-lived assets of JD Property, non-GAAP operating loss of the segments was RMB 474 million in Q4 and RMB 1.5 billion in full year, both representing substantial narrow down on a year-on-year basis as a result of the scaling back of Jingxi and international business. Moving to the consolidated bottom line. In Q4, we recorded RMB 8.4 billion non-GAAP net income attributable to ordinary shareholders, with non-GAAP net margin expanding 16 bps to 2.7%. On a full year basis, our non-GAAP net income attributable to ordinary shareholders was RMB 35.2 billion, and the non-GAAP net margin was up 55 bps year-on-year to an all-time record of 3.2%. We continue to generate healthy cash flow. Our last 12-month free cash flow as of the end of Q4 was RMB 41 billion, an increase of 14% for a year ago. This was driven by our improved profitability and further optimized cash conversion cycle. By the end of Q4, our cash and cash equivalents, restricted cash, and short-term investments added up to a total of RMB 198 billion. To conclude, we have taken proactive actions and delivered a set of solid financial and operating results in Q4 and full year of 2023 amid evolving external environment and our business refocus. Going into 2024, we are well set to continue to execute the strategies we have in place. We feel confident in making further progress toward our operating priorities of user experience improvement and market share expansion, and we're committed to sharing our success with our shareholders. With that, I will turn it over to Sean. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy and Ian. For the Q&A session, you're welcome to ask questions in Chinese and English, and our management will answer your question in the language you ask. We'll provide English translation when necessary for convenience purpose only. In the case of any discrepancy, please refer to our management statement in the original language. Okay, operator, we can open the call for Q&A session.
The question and answer session of this conference call will start in a moment. In order to be fair to all callers who wish to ask questions, we will take one question at a time from each caller. If you have more than one question, please request to join the question queue again after your first question has been addressed. Your first question comes from Ronald Keung with Goldman Sachs.
谢谢 Sandy、Ian 和 Sean， 那也恭喜这个业绩非常稳定的一个四季度表现。那想问呢，我们看到京东和其他的电商公司今年都对这个增长和市占，可能这两个都比较是一个重点的一个战略，来发展这个要保住市占率或者提高市占率，回到增长。那这个电商市场目前增速也已经放缓，那我觉得这就比较 zero sum 了。那我们应该今年在推动增长的情况下，我们会怎么 balance 怎么平衡这个增长和利润？这个利润的话，从一个除了利润绝对额或者利润有没有一个目标？那在这个股东回报方面，也看到我们有这个股息，现在差不多有12亿美元的这个 regular dividend。那想知道我们对这个整个 overall 的这个股东回报，我们也看到我们的自由现金流今年有23年有差不多60亿美元。所以我们对于未来这个潜在的 dividend 和 buyback overall 的这个回报会不会比今年看到这个数未来的这个空间还是有提高的这个空间？那谢谢，我先翻译一下。Thank you, Sandy, Ian, and Sean. I have two questions. One is that JD and other e-commerce companies has focused on defending market share, reigniting growth as kind of key focuses in this increasingly zero-sum e-commerce market. So how will management strive the balance between growth and absolute profit or growing profits in the year ahead. And with that, with the profits and kind of cash flow generation, then we've seen the regular dividend of 1.2 billion in 2023. We've seen the free cash flow for the business was nearly close to $6 billion in 2023. So do we see room to further increase total shareholder return, given the strong free cash flow of the business in the years ahead? Thank you.
好的，谢谢 Ronald。我来回答第一个问题然后 Ian 来回答第二个关于这个回报的问题。那首先第一个这个增长与利润的平衡其实一直都是一个就是非常好的问题那2023年其实大家可以看到，就是我们在持续聚焦我们业务健康度的基础上，其实我们采取了很多的动作。那包括这个用户体验方面、低价心智，还有这个品牌生态的建设。那这个比如说我们其实大家也看到，在过去1年我们在用户的购物体验上和服务上是在不断的加码的。那包括就是推出和升级，我们扩大了这个价格保护的范围，然后呢这个免费上门退换货这个从自营也逐步在扩展到我们的这个 3P 的业务。然后还有这个退款不退货这些服务，其实都在不遗余力的去提升用户的购物体验和服务的水平，也在不断的提升我们京东差异化的这个购物和服务体验。那么这个到4季度，其实我们看到就是购物用户数在加速增长特别是新用户的增长，而这个增长趋势也持续到1季度。那么这个与此同时呢，其实大家并没有看到，相信大家并没有看到我们利润出现了大幅的下降，就是虽然我们的服务和体验在不断加码，这就是我们在试图寻求这个平衡点。那么同时呢，我们也在优化我们自己的采购成本和丰富我们的低价货盘。那么这个在强调低价心智的同时，就一方面是加强低价商品的供给，那我们也推出了比如说百亿补贴比如说9.9块的包邮频道，还有我们免邮门槛下调这一系列的措施。其实呢都是在用户感受到这个低价品质好货的同时，也带动了用户的购物频次的提升。那我们也相信，就是我们一方面这个通过持续的去提升用户的体验，那么它可以让我们获得更加健康的用户增长以及购物频次的提升，从而呢这个自然而然带动我们业务规模和市场份额的增长。
Thank you, Ronald. I will answer your first question and Ian answers the second question. So the questions on the growth and versus profits has always been a good question. And in 2023, while firmly focusing on the health of our business, we made many efforts and took actions to further enhance our user experience, low price mindshare, and platform ecosystem. So for example, last year, we stepped up our efforts on user shopping experience and services by introducing or expanding a series of differentiated shopping and customer services, such as our price guarantee service, a free doorstep pickup service for returns and exchanges, this service expanding from our 1P to our 3P businesses, and also a refund without return services and more. We've seen an accelerated growth in quarterly shopping users in Q4, especially in the number of new users, and we expect the growth trend to continue in Q1. At the same time, we don't any major drop of our profits, which is also reflects our efforts on maintain a balance between growth and revenues and profits. And also we continue to optimize procurement costs and expand our range of low-cost products. In addition, we have introduced a series of measures, including the 10 billion yuan discount program, the 99 yuan items with free shipping channel, and a lower order value threshold for free shipping. Our goal is to provide high-quality products at affordable prices to increase user purchase frequency. We believe that continuous improvement of user experience will promote healthy user growth and purchase frequency, which in turn will help us to increase business scale and market share.
然后呢，从这个平台生态的角度来看，在我们平台上也有越来越多的新商家加入，那业务呢也这个进入轨道的活跃商家数也是在加速增长的。那它也给我们带来了这个更好的、更丰富的商品供给，然后也带动我们 3P 业务的用户数和订单量取得了加速的增长。所以在2024年呢，我们也会继续的去关注用户体验，继续去聚焦在价格竞争力和完善我们平台生态建设这几个重点的方向上。那么更加关注去把这些战略呢落地执行好。那我们也有信心继续去获取市场份额。
So from a platform ecosystem perspective, we have seen more and more new merchants are joining JD's marketplace, and the number of active merchants whose business growing on our platform is increasing at an accelerated rate. Their participation has greatly improved the diversity of product offerings on the platform, leading to accelerated growth of in both the number of users and orders on our marketplace. So in 2024, we will prioritize improving user experience, price competitiveness, and platform ecosystem. We will make unswerving efforts to execute on these key areas, with confidence that we will continue to gain market share.
所以我想强调的是呢，我们的商业模式本身决定着业务规模的提升，技术水平的提升必然会带来效率的提升，而这些提升所带来的收益可以让我们把它们持续的用于投入到用户体验中去，从而带来更好的用户粘性、用户的购物频次以及用户增长，从而继续带来业务规模的增长。这是一个可以持续的正向循环，并不一定会对利润有大幅的影响。其实这个也是我们这么多年其实持续在跟市场沟通的这个我们商业模式本身的逻辑哈。而这个利润呢，其实自然而然就会来自于我们持续提升的市场份额和对用户的价值创造。那么从管理层的角度，我们也会去平衡好这个投入和增长的节奏，那么会去关注为股东带来更好的回报。
So here I want to re-emphasize that our business model decides that business efficiency comes from enhancing business scale and technological development. So with these enhancements, we receive increased revenue that we can invest in enhancing user experience. This in turn leads to increased user engagement, shopping frequency, and user growth, ultimately resulting in business scale growth. So this creates a sustainable and a virtuous cycle, although it may not have a significant impact on profits. So this is the point we constantly communicate with our investors, and this is the logic of our business model. So the profits are a natural result of our expanding market position and value creation for our users. So during this course and cycle, our management team will strive to maintain a balance and a good pace between investment and growth while creating good returns for our shareholders. Thank you.
谢谢 Ronald， 多谢你对股东回报的关注，然后我借此机会也向大家汇报一下我们的想法和我们正在执行的动作。首先京东关注业务的长期健康发展，然后呢包括业务规模的健康扩张，然后以及利润和现金流的长期的稳定的增长，然后在这个基础上我们重视长期的股东回报，然后会通过不同的方式去回馈我们的股东，然后我们的资产负债表也是非常强劲，然后我们认为保持良好的股东回报和这个对业务的持续投入都是我们的重点。
This is Ian. Thank you, Ronald, for asking about our shareholder returns. So I'd like to take this opportunity to update investors on our current thoughts and moves. Firstly, JD focuses on the long-term healthy development of our business, aiming for healthy scale expansion and stable growth in profits and cash flow. On top of this, we're committed to long-term shareholder return and will continue to give back to our shareholders in various ways. Our balance sheet is strong, and we believe that maintaining a good return to shareholders and continuous investment in our business are not contradictory.
然后我们刚刚宣布了今年会派发12亿美金的年度股息，股息金额的增长得益于去年利润的快速增长，那会为我们的股东创造实在的这个现金收益。然后目前呢，我们已经连续3年累计分红42亿美金，那接下来我们的目标也是持续进行的年度分红，然后与股东共享这个公司的价值创造。
We have just announced an annual cash dividend of $1.2 billion. This is thanks to last year's rapid earnings growth, which yielded solid return for our shareholders. So over the past 3 years, we have returned a total of $4.2 billion in dividends, and we plan to continue pay annual dividends going forward, sharing the company's value creation with our shareholders.
同时，我们董事会也批准了新的回购计划。那公司计划在未来3年回购30亿美金，我们将坚定地执行回购，然后并且定期的与投资人沟通。那相信市场会看到公司在股东分享公司价值方面做出的实实在在的努力。
Also, our board of directors have approved a new repurchase program to buy back to $3 billion worth of company shares over the next 3 years. We will firmly execute the buyback and communicate with investors regularly. We believe that investors will recognize the company's tangible efforts to share its value with shareholders. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ronald.
Your next question comes from Kenneth Fong with UBS.
Hi, Sandy 总，Ian Sean 大家好，谢谢接受我的提问。我有2个问题第一个是关于这个平台生态，我们公司一直投入这个 VP 的商家，从新增的商家数、活跃的商家数量也取得不错的成效。管理层在什么前提以下或者什么情况以下，我们会加速加快对 VP 商家的变现呢？然后24年我们 VP 的策略有什么改变以及更新吗？然后我第2个问题就是关于海外的策略。我们看到不少的电商平台在海外也已经开始加大投入，可以分享一下 JD 在海外一些想法以及策略吗？我自己翻译一下。Thank you, management, for taking my question. My first question is on the platform ecosystem. We have been investing to build our 3P ecosystem. Judging from the total and active merchants, we have received very solid results. Can management share with us under what circumstances we will start to accelerate monetization of the 3P merchants? And also for 2024, any change and update for our 3P strategy? And my second question is for overseas. We see a lot of e-commerce platforms are investing overseas. Can management share with us your thoughts on our overseas expansion? Thank you.
好，谢谢 Kenny。然后我来回答第一个关于平台生态的问题。然后呢，如果之前跟大家沟通，京东的平台生态包含了自营和 3P， 然后两者是相辅相成的。然后这个都是为了提供更好的京东平台的用户体验。NPS 在 Q4 也是同比提升的。平台生态呢，也是我们一直以来重点投入的战略方向。那就 3P 的发展来说，我们还是有很多需要提升的地方。那第一步还是增加招商和供给，然后吸引更多的用户、商户，帮助他们在京东平台上更好的运营，为我们的用户提供更丰富的后台，也形成全平台的良性竞争。过去的1年，我们加大了招商的力度，然后简化了商家的入驻流程，也加大了对中小商家的扶持和费用减免，带动了平台上商家规模的快速增长。那到目前为止，我们的有效商家数已经接近了100万，那基本达到了我们去年初给我们自己设定的目标。活跃商家数是在加速增长的，然后越来越多的新商家在京东平台也逐步找到了有效的经营方式，不断的成长和这个扩大。
Thank you, Kenny. To your first question about platform ecosystem, as I have previously mentioned, JD's platform ecosystem includes both our self-operated and third-party models. The tools are complementary to each other and jointly contribute to create good user experience. Our Net Promoter Score has improved substantially in Q4 for both 1P and 3P. We have been investing in platform ecosystem as a long-term strategic direction. So there is still a lot of room for improvement in our 3P business development. Our first step is to increase the number of merchants and their product offerings. We need to attract more merchants and help them succeed on the platform in order to enrich the platform's product offerings for our shoppers and foster positive business competition across the platform. Over the past year, we have increased our efforts to recruit merchants, simplified their onboarding processes, and provided more support and fee reductions for small and medium-sized merchants. To date, the number of effective merchants on our platform is close to 1 million, reaching the goals we set for ourselves at the beginning of last year. The number of active merchants have accelerated. More and more new merchants are finding effective ways to do business on our platform and continue to grow.
然后第二步呢，我们也看到用户端的积极反馈，然后我们有更多的 3P 成交用户，3P 的订单量也在不断的增长，同时 3P 的用户体验也在持续提升，3P 以及整体的 GMV 逐步进入健康增长的轨道。
At the same time, we've received positive feedback from users. The number of shopping users and order volume on 3P platform continues to grow, with users' NPS for 3P rising at the same time. Both our 3P and overall GMV have gradually entered a trajectory of healthy growth.
构建京东独特的平台生态是一项长期工程，然后我们还处于早期的阶段。那当前 3P 的快速变现不是我们短期内的首要任务。2024年的重点仍是吸引更多的商家，特别是产业带的中小商家，丰富我们的商品供给，然后同时不断优化平台生态的这个商家成长和治理的工具。然后呢，继续优化流量分发机制，然后为商家创造清晰的成长路径和公平的经营生态，提升用户在 3P 业务上面的体验，然后推动自营和 POP 的共同繁荣发展。
Building JD's unique platform ecosystem is a long-term project. We're still in the early stages. Our focus is not on a fast monetization of 3P in the short term. Instead, our priority in 2024 will be to attract more merchants, especially the small and medium-sized merchants in the industrial belt, to enrich our product offerings, and at the same time, we will continue to foster merchants' growth, the platform's governance, and operating tools. We will also further optimize the traffic distribution mechanism to create a clear growth path and a fair business environment for merchants, and to provide better user experience on 3P platform, promoting a prosperous growth for both our 1P and 3P businesses.
我们相信通过更繁荣的平台生态，然后更丰富的优质商品供给，然后结合更加准确的用户匹配，我们将吸引更多的用户，满足不同用户的多样化需求，然后形成良性循环，帮助商家把生意做大做好，而 3P 的变现也将自然提升，这也将是我们长期收入和利润持续提升的重要增长驱动力之一。短期来看，公司的整体经营状况良好，并不着急提升变现率，但长期增速稳步提升的趋势不会改变。
We believe that making a platform ecosystem offering a wide range of high-quality goods and improving user product matching accuracy, we can attract more users and meet diverse needs. This will create a virtuous cycle that help merchants succeed, and as a natural result, repeat monetization will increase. Such virtuous cycle will form one of the key drivers of our long-term revenue and profit growth. We're at a good shape now and not in a rush to increase monetization in the short term, but the trend of a steady improvement remains unchanged in the long run.
此外 Q4 平台及广告服务收入出现了短期小幅的波动，主要是因为23年在大力发展平台生态，然后平台推出了一系列的支持举措，包括新商家免佣，然后部分品类和营销场主动降佣，使得佣金的收入同比下降。另外，广告收入的增速在 Q4 也略有放缓，主要因为去年年货节的错峰加上疫情的高基数导致。Q1 伴随季节性的因素消除，广告收入预计将回归健康的增长，然后伴随着用户和流量的改善，相信2024年我们的广告收入会逐步加速。
In addition, marketplace and marketing revenues experienced short-term fluctuation in Q4. This was primarily due to our efforts to develop the platform ecosystem. We launched a set of supporting initiatives, including commission-free offerings for new merchants and proactive commission reductions in certain categories and programs. These initiatives resulted in a decline in commission revenues. Additionally, advertising revenue growth slowed slightly in Q4 due to the late start of the Chinese New Year grand promotion compared with the previous year, and a high base of the previous year driven by people's stockpiling behavior in December. With the ease of seasonality factors in Q1, we expect that advertising revenues will return to healthy growth. And overall, looking at 2024, as user and traffic improve, we expect growth of our ads revenues to gradually accelerate. Thank you.
好的，那我来讲一下这个第二个关于海外业务布局的问题。首先呢，我们其实一直都很关注国际化的机会，也会以这种小步试点的方式去坚定布局的整个国际业务。但是呢，因为我们的商业模式本身还有我们的优势，其实跟其他的平台比较不一样，所以我们在国际化的战略上呢，和其他的这个平台也有比较大的差别。那我们也会去发挥我们自己的竞争优势来做整个国际业务的布局。那京东的商业模式是以供应链为基础的，这个以用户体验为核心的业务，这个大家也很清楚。那我们呢，将去作为我们国际业务发展的支点，我们会更多的依赖于我们的供应链基础设施，那么去持续的深化围绕着供应链来做国际布局。
So, hi Kenny. Let me share some thoughts regarding our overseas business strategies. So first of all, we are always on the outlook for overseas opportunities, and we take pilot steps to establish our presence. And given that our business model and advantages are distinct from other platforms, our approach to global expansion will likewise be different. We aim to leverage our competitive strengths to establish our international presence. As you know very well, JD's business model is built on supply chain capabilities and centered around user experience. Supply chain is the cornerstone of our international business development, and we will continue to focus on this to expand our capabilities on the global market.
对，然后在京东零售方面呢，那一方面是全球售，就是帮助中国的企业拓展海外市场，推动更多品牌出海呢。那目前我们还处于比较早期，那也在大力的去优化我们的购物体验，来帮助全球的用户来提供更多优质的商品和服务。那么然后在跨境业务这个引入商品方面，那京东国际呢也在全球设立了3大直采中心，通过我们国际供应链的能力来提升链路的效率和商品的丰富度，这个同时降低商品成本和保障商品的安全。
Yeah. To share some examples, For JD Retail, our outbound e-commerce platform is actively improving shopping experience by offering high-quality products and services to global users. In the meantime, it also assists Chinese companies in expanding their business and brands to overseas markets. We're still in the early stage for all these efforts. And at the same time, we're increasing our efforts in inbound cross-border business. JD Worldwide has established 3 direct procurement centers worldwide so far to improve cross-border supply chain efficiency, offering consumers in China a wider range of imported products at lower costs while ensuring product safety.
然后京东物流呢是以仓为核心，在布局他们的海外供应链，延伸到整体的这些供应链服务的交付。那目前呢，京东物流在全球拥有近90个保税仓、海外仓和直邮仓，管理的面积接近90万平方米。那也服务了很多在海外客户和中国的出海品牌。还有京东产发，他们在深耕东南亚，也布局了欧洲的市场。那目前业务拓展到了越南、印尼、新加坡、英国、荷兰等海外市场。那服务的客户呢，既包括国际的物流、快消品的巨头，也有一些中国的新兴出海企业。但因为这个物流和产发的业务主要是 to B 的业务，所以可能从这个 C 端用户的角度，大家感受不深。
So for JD Logistics, it has established a strong overseas supply chain starting from warehouse and now expanding to overall supply chain services. Currently, it operates nearly 90 bonded overseas and direct mail warehouses, managing a floor area of almost 900,000 square meters. This enables JD Logistics to serve a large number of overseas customers, as well as Chinese brands expanding abroad. Also, JD Property is expanding its business in Southeast Asia and Europe, with a focus on markets such as Vietnam, Indonesia, Singapore, UK, and the Netherlands. Its customers include international logistics and FMCG giants, as well as emerging Chinese companies going overseas. As I mentioned, both JD Logistics and JD Property, they are more enterprise service facing. So for the to C side, the customers, they don't have a very strong impression or experience so far.
对，另外我们在欧洲呢也推出了全渠道的零售平台 Ochama， 基于我们的这个自动化的物流技术和全球的供应链能力，为欧洲24个国家的消费者呢提供这个更好的购物体验。那不仅服务于海外的本土品牌商家，也正在搭建起中国品牌和商家出海的可靠路径，但是还是在孵化的阶段。
So we also introduced an omni-channel retail platform in Europe called Ochama. This business leverages JD's advanced automated logistic technologies and global supply chain capabilities to provide high-quality shopping experience for customers across 24 European countries. Not only does Ochama serve European local brands and merchants, it also provides a dependable path for Chinese brands and merchants to expand their business abroad. But certainly, Ochama is still our project in the incubation stage.
对，接下来我们还是会聚焦我们所擅长的这些领域，持续的去布局海外。
And next, we will continue to focus on these areas, the business layout that we are good at with the strength to expand our global capabilities.
Thank you, Kenny. Can I have the next question?
Your next question comes from Alicia Yap with Citigroup.
Hi, thank you. 谢谢管理层接受我的提问，恭喜不错的业绩。两个问题，一个是鉴于宏观就是疲软的这个背景下，其实用户消费转向更理性消费就京东是否需要或者是计划调整任何的策略来满足这个用户需求的转变如果需要的话，其实会有哪些变化和增长的一些举措 管理层对今年社零总额增速的预期是多少？然后京东能跑赢整体社零增速大概会有多少？然后第二个问题是京东今年其实是否会投资更积极的去获取低线城市的一些新用户？这主要是来自额外的一些补贴呢，还是说通过丰富产品的供给？然后今年有没有一个新用户数量设定的一个目标或 KPI？我自己翻译一下。In light of the shift of the consumption preference and also the rational spending behavior amid this soft macro sentiment, will JD need to or plan to adjust any specific strategy to fulfill the demand shift? If so, what could be the change and growth initiative? What is management expectation for China overall retail sales growth rate this year? How much higher can JD outperform the overall retail sales growth by? Will JD reinvest to aggressively growing new user in lower tier city? Will that mostly come from additional subsidy or through the improvement of product offering? Do you have a target KPI set for the numbers of new customer that you plan to acquire this year? 谢谢。
好，谢谢 Lisa。这个就像你说的哈，在过去一年，我们的确看到就是用户会变得更加理性，那么对于性价比的关注也在增强。那用户他在关注这个产品和商品质量的同时，也更加关注价格。去寻找那些就是更合理价格的商品吧，那么可能更注重这个实实在在的价值和体验。那对于京东来说呢，我们其实在这个22年底也是对消费趋势比较早的做出了预判。那么在23年一整年，其实我们都在加快推进我们的平台生态的建设，去推进我们的低价心智。同时呢，也在不断的这个加码提升我们的用户的购物体验和这个差异化我们的服务水平。所以同时呢，我们其实也在通过分析最新的这些消费的趋势和洞察，和品牌和商家这些合作伙伴一起去共建，去打造更加符合消费者需求的趋势的新品。所以到目前来看呢，整体的表现还是符合我们预期的。那接下来在2024年，我们的这个策略在大方向上不会有重大的调整，会继续坚定的沿着这个之前定的方向呢，去不断的优化来推行落地。
Thank you, Alicia. As you said, we've seen consumers have become more rational in spending. They pay attention to both the quality and the cost effectiveness of the products. They really value the good products with a reasonable price. At the same time, they do care about shopping experience. So last year, we took proactive steps in response to consumer trends. While striving to provide consumer users with better shopping experience and differentiated services, we expanded our platform ecosystem and the low-cost mindshare. We also studied the latest consumption trends and insights, and we work closely with brands and merchants to jointly develop new products that better meet new user demands. So overall, we see our performance so far has met our expectations. And in 2024, we will stick to our current strategies and firmly focus on execution and optimization without making major adjustments.
对，一方面呢是刚刚也讲过，就用户体验和服务上会继续去巩固我们的核心竞争力，那继续去强化我们快和好的用户心智。那另一方面呢，也是这个更加有效率的去推进低价的策略，继续去优化采购成本和丰富低价的商品货盘，然后提升低价补贴的效率，让用户能够更好的感受到省。那么另外呢，这个在这个多的方面也是会通过这个进一步扩大商家的规模，来帮助商家更好的成长，这个丰富我们平台的供给，能够让用户感受到更多的商品供给吧。
We will continuously improve user experience and services and strengthen our core competitiveness to further underpin users' mindshare towards our fast delivery and high quality reputation. At the same time, we will also optimize procurement costs and enrich our low-priced product offerings and to let people to better feel our price competitiveness. And on the side of product diversity, we will continue to expand our merchant base and also improve the richness of the low-priced products on our platform.
对，相信大家最近也看到，就是2024年我们也预期会有一些宏观刺激和促进消费的政策出来，包括以旧换新的力度的加大等等。那这些呢，我们也期待着这个消费的恢复的这个扩大的态势将会得到进一步的巩固和增强。那对我们的一些品类也是比较利好的消息。我们预估全年社零总额还是会有健康的增长，而我们也有信心能够保持超过社零总额的增速，持续去获得市场份额。
So in 2024, we've seen there will be a number of economic stimulus plans and consumption promotion policies coming into place, including the encouragement of the trading consumptions, etc. So we are seeing this is a healthy recovery trend of the overall economy and consumptions, and this will also help us to help in some of our advantageous categories. So overall, we are optimistic for this year's overall retail sales, and we're confident that we will maintain a faster growth rate than that and continue to gain market share. Thank you.
林师你好，我来回答你第二个问题。然后那在用户方面，我们会积极的拉动用户增长和用户频次。我们的主要精力其实一直都是聚焦在提升用户体验上面的，这是我们认为达成用户高质量增长的方式。我们会不断提升供给端产品的丰富度，推进我们的低价策略，然后搭建更适合下沉市场和用户消费习惯的商品池，并且提升匹配的效率和留存的效率。我们也在提升服务，不断的提供更多的售中售后的服务和购物保障，例如免费上门的退换货、降低免邮门槛等。同时我们认为市场营销包括补贴是经营用户的一个工具，然后可以阶段性的服务一些特殊的目的，然后我们会有针对性的有纪律的使用。
So for the second question on user growth, we will actively drive up user growth and their purchase frequency. Throughout the past year and this year, we have prioritized improving user experience to achieve high quality growth. We will continue to improve the diversity of product offerings and promote low price strategy and expand product pool for users from lower tier markets to better meet their shopping preferences. So this helped us to enhance user product matching efficiency and user retention rate. Additionally, we continuously enhance services safeguarding users' shopping experience during and after sales, like the free doorstep pickup services for returns and a lower threshold order value for free shipping, etc. We believe that subsidizing and other marketing activities are all tools for user operation. These measures can serve some special purposes in certain periods of time and should only be used in a targeted and disciplined way.
在过去的 Q4， 然后京东季度购物用户数健康增长，其中新用户在大幅增长，老用户也保持了比较平稳的增速，第一线用户也在 Q4 加速增长，用户购物频次有健康的增长，特别是老用户的购物频增长明显。此外呢，用户的满意度也在持续提升，自营和 POP 的 NPS 均同比提升。
Now, and we saw healthy growth in the number of users in Q4, including new users experienced a strong growth, while existing users maintained steady growth. Users from lower tier markets also achieved an accelerated growth. User purchase frequency showed a healthy growth, particularly among existing users. Furthermore, user satisfaction rate has improved with NPS of both self-operated and the marketplace achieving an increase year on year.
目前看呢 ，Q1 用户的增长维持了这个趋势， 今年我们作为央视春晚独家互动合作平台，然后给海内外观众送上好礼，也触达到了更多的新用户。全年来看，我们对用户增长保持信心。
And so far in Q1, we've seen user growth has maintained such momentum. This year, JD was selected to be the exclusive interactive partner for China Media Group's Spring Festival Gala. During the show, we offered a variety of gifts to viewers home and abroad, reaching a wide range of new users. On the outlook of the whole year, we're confident in user growth.
Okay, thank you, Alicia. Let's have the last question.
Thomas Chong with Jefferies.
晚上好，谢谢管理层接受我的提问。我第一个问题是宏观相关的，管理层可以分享一下我们应该对消费的情绪2024年的看法，还有不同品类的一个趋势。第二个问题呢，是关于我们对今一年行业竞争格局的一个看法。Thanks management for taking my question. My first question is about the consumer sentiment in 2024 and how should we think about the trend for different product categories. And my second question is related to our thoughts about the competitive landscape in 2024. Thank you.
好的，谢谢 Thomas， 我来回答这个问题哈。那首先呢，2023年随着咱们社会全面恢复常态化运行，其实消费市场从年初到年底是持续恢复回升的一个状态。但是的确呢，就是大家这个用户的消费能力和消费信心还是有在进一步的提升。那么进入2024年，从开年的2个月来看呢，消费是稳中向好的。那咱们整体的宏观经济也持续的回升向好。那随着这个我们期待的一系列的宏观刺激和促消费的政策能够陆续的落地和显效的话，我们也期待着这个消费恢复扩大的态势将能够得到进一步的巩固和增强吧。
Thank you, Thomas, for your question. So by 2023, we have seen the society and economy had returned to normal. Although the consumption market showed a recovery trend, people's spending ability and confidence still needed a boost. As we enter 2024, in the current 2 months, as we can observe, the country's national economy is on track for recovery. With the expected effects of the micro stimulus plans and consumption promotion policies, we believe the momentum of consumption recovery and expansion will be further consolidated or strengthened.
对，从京东自己来讲，刚才我也讲，2024年我们的战略方向都保持相对的稳定。那我们也有信心在2024年能够获得快于这个整个大盘的增长。那么长期看呢，我们相信广大用户追求美好生活的目标是没有变的。那京东我们会给用户提供更加优质的服务，更高性价比商品的这个业务模式。也天然具有我们独特的优势，能够满足不同类型用户在不同场景下面的购物需求。
As from JD's perspective in 2024, we maintain the confidence to outperform the overall the broader market, and taking a longer term view, we believe that most people's desire for a better life remains unchanged. Our business model aims to provide better services and quality products with greater value for money, so which has made us unique advantages to satisfy diverse users' needs in various shopping scenarios.
对，从行业整体来看呢，其实大家可以看到，就是过去几年，这个实物网上零售额的占比其实是在逐步的提升。那么有一些行业的确已经取得了比较高的渗透率，但是还有很多行业，这个包括商超、运动、家具家装、汽车还有服务行业，其实目前这个线上的渗透率还是有提高的空间。
So from the industry perspective, as we have seen that the proportion of online retail sales of physical goods continue to for some industries, they have enjoyed a high penetration rate, whereas for other industries, such as supermarkets, sports, furniture and home, automotive, and other industries, their online sales penetration rate still have plenty room to improve.
对，从品类维度来看，我们的带电品类在2023年还是持续保持快于大盘的增速，虽然整个行业还是当时面临比较挑战的局面。那么在2024年呢，我们也有信心，这些品类它还是可以继续保持快于行业的增速，特别是在这个中央鼓励和推动消费品以旧换新，鼓励提振电子商品等大宗消费的这个背景下，那我们还是充满信心对这些品类。
And for the category perspective in 2023, we continue to be the market leader in electronics categories and deliver the faster growth rate than the overall market in this area, even though this industry is facing challenges last year. So overall, we are confident to maintain faster than industry growth rate in these categories, especially as you see the government is promoting the trading of consumer goods and stimulate the consumption of electronics and other products. So we're confident to maintain a strong growth in this category.
然后商超品类呢，在2024年的竞争还是会非常激烈。那当然，不同平台、不同这个零售商的策略也不太一样。那我们的商超业务呢，在过去1年经历了1年的调整，包括聚焦核心赛道，然后提升我们的供应链能力，通过仓网变革，这个提升我们的履约效率等等。那么目前我们看已经出现了比较好的一个恢复的趋势。
And the competition in the supermarket category is expected to intensify in this year, with various players adopting different strategies. JD's supermarket business has undergone some adjustments in the past year. These include a focus on core businesses, improvements in supply chain capabilities, and enhanced fulfillment efficiency through warehouse network reforms. And these strategies are gradually coming to fruition, and there's been a positive trend of growth recovery for the supermarket category.
然后在时尚和居家领域呢，因为这2个品类会更多的依赖于我们的第三方商家，那因为京东这个独特的商业模式的确在我们做开放生态的时候遇到的挑战和我们所做的方式可能跟其他平台会略有不一样的地方。那么在23年我们也看到我们开放生态的战略呢取得了初步的成效。那目前呢，用户在我们时尚和居家这些品类的心智也在不断的恢复和加强。那我们也有信心在24年，在这2个品类上继续去保持健康的增长。
And on the fashion and home segment, this is more heavily depend on the development of our third-party merchants. And due to our unique business models, the way we foster these two categories will be with a different approach. So far we have seen our open ecosystem strategy has yielded some initial results, and users are becoming more and more aware of JD Fashion and JD Home. We're confident that we will continue to experience healthy growth for these two categories in 2024.
对，在这个竞争的这个问题上，这也是一个就是永远永恒的问题啊。那我们认为中国的零售消费市场还很大，也会存在不同的平台和业务模式。那我们自己看自己更多还是一个零售商。那如果看中国的这个零售商的角度，其实还是分散度比较高的。那么面对持续变化的这些竞争格局呢，我们觉得还是这个如何建立起让用户满意与合作伙伴共赢的这些能力和更加高效的业务模式才是本质。那在2023年我们的确做了一些战略聚焦的调整，那业绩也受到了一些短期的影响。但是呢，我们自己看在很多品类上还是在持续的获得市场份额和用户的心智。那团队也做了很多打法上和技术上的创新，去提升我们的转化效率，降低我们的运营成本。所以对于京东来说，我们觉得这个在2024年应该会是逐步能够看到这个之前的一系列调整都释放出来它相应的成果。所以我们还会继续坚定的去这个围绕同一个战略方向推进吧。 那我们也相信京东以供应链为基础的业务模式是能够穿越不同经济周期可持续增长的业务模式。那我们对自己业务长期持续获得市场份额是很有信心的。
So for the question about industrial competition, which is the internal question here, so we believe that China's retail supermarket consumer market is vast, and various platforms and business models will coexist. And as we see ourselves, JD, it's a retailer, and then this market is quite dispersed. We think the key for a long-term success here is to satisfy users' experience and create a win-win collaborations with all kinds of our partners. So in that part, we will stick to our strategies and continue to gain market shares. And we're optimistic that all the changes we made in the past year will gradually come to show some effects and fruitions. And also last year, our different JD teams have came up with innovative tactics and techniques to improve conversion rates and reduce operating costs. Therefore, we think by firmly executing our established strategies, so we are on the right track to deliver results this year. And JD.com, we position ourselves as a supply chain-based company. So we have these strengths and capabilities to withstand and navigate through different economic cycles and to deliver a good result this year. Thank you.
We are now approaching the end of the conference call. I will now turn the call over to JD's Sean Zhang for closing remarks.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us today on the call and for your questions. If you have further questions, please contact me and our team. We appreciate your interest in JD.com and look forward to talking with you again next quarter. Thank you.
Thank you for your participation in today's conference. That concludes the presentation. You may now disconnect.